Good morning, everyone, and my name is Babalolo Magele. So I'll be presenting to you my assessment 8, which is a product design about cycling in Cape Town. Well, just to give you a little background on the research and the design of this product. So the name of this cycling company is Pedal Power, and Pedal Power Association is the largest recreational cycling organization in South Africa. Right? It has some 13,000 paid up membership, the largest component being in the Western Cape, where the association has its headquarters. Well, the association came into being as a result of the running of the first cycle tour. In that case, it was developed and now world famous annual Cape Town cycling tour. So yes, it was previously called Cape Angus Pick and Pay Cycling Tour, and now the name of it has changed. The main purpose of this association is to promote cycling, and the interests that come with cycling. Moving forward, so we all want to be fit. I mean, in all cases, right? So this creation of the product is a mobile app concept that will actually help cyclists to fit in, to get motivated, and to be fit, by cycling, which is one of the things that is not really put into consideration when people want to be fit. But you can actually be fit and do something that you love and something that is fun, where you are going to be able to be in contact with other people, draw inspiration, draw motivation from them. So in this task, I was tasked to create a digital product that provide its members with safe cycling routes, right? Which is the most important thing in all the things that we're doing. The most important thing that we take into consideration is people's safety, in the areas across Western Cape. And I am tasked to make the app as part of the apps, a wellness organization and offering. The app needs to fit into particular categories, and I choose health and fitness. Wow. In my design process, I just began to try and understand where the cyclists are coming from, which point of view, um, which cycling areas, are they cycling to, and just to empathize with them. So this is my design process, where I begin to plan on how to organize all the information that I've found in doing this research. So I would empathize, which is using personas and user testing, just to get to know people a little more, get to know their frustrations, in order for me to be able to work forward with the research and know how to be able to create something that will make them to be able to achieve their goal. And from there is to just define their needs and priorities on what is it that they need from this app, what is it that can help them, to make their journey a very good experience in cycling, and to just ideate around the feedback that they've given me in their personas, in their user testing, just around that, just to ideate there, and to be able to see that they'll be able to, where we are catering for their needs. And then from there we just prototype and validate, and to just like test the prototype on, will it work, will it not work, and what are the steps forward. And then from there we do have my audience. My audience is basically people of the age of 19 to 40 years old, right? Because I think that in if you're 19 and 40, you just out of school, you can actually find it as a hobby. As much as I would have liked to cater from 16 to 18, but then looking at such activities like cycling does not really cater a lot into the youth, but it caters to like young professions, and people who are already old, trying to maintain being healthy. And just the urban areas of Cape Town, but to expand to the rest of South Africa, would really love that it would expand to the rest of South Africa. Uh, as we see that there are already those discovery cycling, and it's not as big as the paddle paddle association. And just to be fit, active, and healthy, adults who value fitness and spend a lot of money on their bikes. So, in order to have a good experience, you have to have good quality. When you're cycling with a good bike, and I don't think there's really a cheap bike, because bikes are affordable but very comfortable. So it takes really passion, and it takes really dedication for people to actually go to the store, get a bicycle to cycle with, real good equipment, and to be able to access like the clothes, the gloves and the watch, to just make the experience exciting other than just health. And then to just be passionate about the environment, just looking at Cape Town. Cape Town is a very beautiful place, seeing the mountains, the beach. So that way, to being very aware of the surroundings and where to skate and where not to skate. So in my user persona, I've created a user persona of a potential cycler user based on an online research and understanding that people who knew that used to do cycling, who used to do cycling. This persona was created in assumption and not fully research based, but it was something that I came back to through my research to guide my design and priorities. Reason being, I really don't have people around me that do cycling, but then I did get research from other people to say, what is it that you would like if you were this person? So not basically not people who cycle. And then from there, we do have Karabo Matrose, who is our persona. Karabo is a 24-year-old doctor from Western Cape. He wants to get fit and healthy by cycling and running, just to free the mind, and just to escape just being at work. So his goal is to get fit. The problem is that he can't really figure out the perfect routes, as he is still new and an intern in Cape Town. And some of the problems is that some of the problems that I found when I was actually asking people about this is that getting a better route is really difficult, um, especially when you are cycling. And you can't really manage to say, hey, can we go cycling? The roads don't really allow you to cycle more than one person. And then from there, we have the difficulty of finding shops and getting a cycle to rent. It would be nice that if you can't afford for now a cycle, and you want to cycle maybe for that day, or for that, if there is an event, you can actually rent a bike and rent some of the items that they have. And then from there, just like difficulty tracking of your daily health, it'll be nice to have an app that actually does everything, instead of having a health app, a rings app to show the how many kilometers that you've done, but for that to show on everything. And then from there, we do have my ideation that I've drafted on on paper my sketches just to see on how I would want it to be, just keeping also in consideration the requirements in mind. So just after the user flow and the problems of the user, I came up with like some several solutions on what is it that I can implement on this digital product that will help the people reach their goals. And then from there, I do have my comprehensive analysis. So this comprehensive analysis is just look. I was just looking at the online reviews, the disc likes of people and the likes of people. Just looking at the apps, some of the cycling apps, which is looking at their strength and their weaknesses. And we have the direct hub cycling, looking at their strength and their weaknesses. And I did also look at the sheldonbrown.com, their strength and their weaknesses. I did look at YouTube and cycling articles. And looking at that, I was just like trying to gather more information on what is it that people like and what is it that people don't like. And then we have the Tranver app. We also have the Google Maps, which just tracks your it, Google Maps just tracks your location, and showing you on where you're going, but really does not ensure you safety and all of that. And then from there, so from all of the comprehensive analysis that I've gathered, all the information, I drafted down the do's and the don'ts of my app, which is with the challenges with friends and virtual races. From home, on the treadmill. It needs to be as easy to use. So those are the things that I was targeting. They need to give the users details, stats on their ride, allow users to take pictures and share with family and friends on the platform, just to make the app more fun. And then from there, we do have, they should also consider beginners. Just the, the app should be very beginner friendly at the same time. And the don'ts, it should not exclude the beginners. It shouldn't be an expert app, and we should not make the users pay a subscription. Highly recommend that users don't pay subscription on that. And then it should not contain too much information, just simple information that is straightforward, that people will be able to read and go with the flow. It should not limit users to filter their routes if they feel like maybe a certain place is unsafe or so. And the things to do and the things to avoid, I will be applying the do's of the summary, as I find them very valuable and they will add so much value into the Cape Town users. And to avoid, I will avoid, I'll also avoid the don'ts, which make sense because amount of the information that they show the users, the way the user gets overwhelmed and might drop off and not get a good user experience. And then from there, I do have my user flow on how um, I want my app to look like and what it would do. So when the user logs in, they'll have, when the user actually gets to the app, like download the app, and then it's the onboarding screen where we're showing them to say, okay, are you signing up? Are you already a member, or are you logging in? You know? And then from there, if they are signing up, then we verify their mobile with sending them an OTP. From sending them an OTP, it sets up their profile, which is you putting in your name, you're putting in your details, your emails, and then now we are at our landing screen. When you get to our landing screen, it's either you go to home, you go to root, you go to explore, or you go to shop. Meaning here you're able to shop, you're able to rent, you're able to buy, you're able to pay and have a successful user experience. And on root you have your maps, you map view, you invite friends, you schedule, and you make rides. And at home you active, you invite, and you ride. And then from there, we do have my wireframe where I'm just showing what I just explained, where you're putting in your details and your OTP. And then from there, we do have how this is how your profile would look like. and preparing your route when you've chosen your route. And this is how it would look like. It will just show you the route, it will show you your distance, your current speed, your arrival time. It will show you a picture of the route per se. And then from there, we do have your information to start route. And then from starting route, you have information that these are the places that you're going to pause. You know, and what's nice is that you can actually rate the experience with bicycles instead of a 5 star, because it is a cycling app and it was required that it actually has that feature. Then here you'll be able to share some views, the beach, the mountains, with the people around you. And here we will have the product store where you have items that you can add to cart. And then from there, we do have our problems and solutions. So these are the problems that the people have been dealing with, and these are the solutions on how we can actually better them. And then from there, we do have our SWOT analysis of the cycling in Cape Town. So the strength, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. In creating this, to say that this is what our app actually works. This is how it works. These are the weaknesses that we might see, we might foresee happening, and the opportunities, and we also have our threats. And then from there, just our final solution is that the Pedal Pub is an app designed to help the Cape Town cyclists navigate safe around the city with ease. The app features, we have the bicycle optimized map style, we have a tracking, we have statistics on the rides. And then we do have prioritized the cycleways, cycle path, and living streets. And then precise audio notification during your ride, so that you don't have to look at your phone, but you can actually hear if it says you can turn right or turn left. And then from there, we have a safe route recalculation. So if it does look like maybe you're going to the bushes, then it does suggest a safe route for you. And your favorite route, it just shows you which route that you've taken the most. And discover the cycling community news, events, and clubs, things that you can join, things that are new in the cycling world, and the overview of all that I have mentioned um, before. So Paddle Pop will now be free for users and be available on both iOS and Android. All right, uploaded will be delivered automatic track ranking of their time on the app. The real time features which will tell how fast you are and how uh, who you will pass. So basically, if there is a cycler who's using the same app as you in front, it can actually show you that they're there and this is the person. It's either you follow them, or you decide to have a conversation with them to say, hey, why don't we take our ride together? And then from there, we do have our schedule to develop. The app might take 3 months, and that is if everything goes well in user experiencing. Because in the first month, we're just gathering the information, the research, and understanding the Cape Town and the cycling project, the people that are interested in this project, and how we're going to please them with the app. And then from there, for the two months after that, we will be beginning with our user experience. From user experience, we're talking about sketching, ideation, and then testing, and also refining it. And the budget, truly speaking, we're looking at a 3,000 budget, which is a more realistic budget, if we can say, where we'll need about 3 UX designers and 2 UX designers, and not all of them need to be designing. So it is a matter of uh, a team that can actually work together to say, this UX designer will do the research, and this one will start with the sketching, and they will communicate and all. And that is it. Thank you so much for listening to me. Oh my God.
Don't tell me I won't be able to ensure this fun.